that. And just want to wish everyone a happy National Small Business Week. We're here to celebrate you and support you. And today's effort is really in alignment of that. So today's program is brought to you by Invest Atlanta with the support of the SBA through the Community Navigators Program, as well as our partners at the City of Atlanta and GMIN, the Georgia Micro Enterprise Network. So thanks again. I'm seeing a lot of familiar names in the audience from our earlier session at 11:30 on the City of Atlanta business license registration process. This afternoon session is going to be focused on the city's certification process. So what opportunities can be made available to you as a business if you get certified with the City of Atlanta? We are so beyond thankful to have Megan Payne of the Mayor's Office of Contract Compliance join us. She is their certification manager and is going to be walking us through the process step by step. The Q&A function is available, so please feel free to drop in those questions throughout the presentation and we will work to address those at the end. So feel free to drop those questions, but otherwise, Megan, I'm going to hand it over to you.
Thank you, Lexi, and welcome everyone. I'm so glad that you are participating in this brief seminar on how to apply for EBO and or SBO certification. So let's start off with a policy statement to let you know why we are here and what do we do in the Office of Contract Compliance. So the City of Atlanta's policy statement is such that it's the policy of the City of Atlanta to actively promote full and equal opportunity for everyone doing business with the city. The City of Atlanta's Mayor's Office of Contract Compliance is responsible for administering the city's various diversity programs. They are the City of Atlanta Equal Business Opportunity Program, the City of Atlanta Small Business Opportunity Program, and then the Disadvantaged Business Enterprise Program, which is a federal program that is maintained on the state level. And then we also share in the responsibility for administering that program if there are federal dollars involved in any City of Atlanta projects. So what is equal business opportunity and what does that mean to you? So the principles of the program originated under the great Mayor Maynard H. Jackson in 1974. The program is race and gender conscious. Certified firms have to be at least 51% owned, managed, and controlled by a protected ethnicity or gender. So the minority qualifications or categories that we acknowledge are African American, Asian Pacific Islander, Hispanic American, and Native American. And we also include females in the gender category under the Equal Business Opportunity Program. We also have the Small Business Opportunity Program, which is our race and gender neutral program. So certification is based on pretty much the same criteria as the Equal Business Opportunity Program, in addition to the fact that we review the last 3 years of gross receipts and compare your business's gross receipts to that of the SBA size standard. So it's either by the NAICS code, it would be a dollar limit, or it would be a size based on your employees. So generally that employee size is 1,500 or fewer. And for the revenue is generally 30, it depends on the NAICS code, but is between $15 million and $30 million. The certification that we offer under this program is the Small Business Enterprise Certification, or SBE. So what is the process? The first thing we want to make sure is that we look at, or you look at your business. So it's not just the ownership, we look at the management and control. So there are certain documents that we require. This is a sample of the documents that are required for all applicants. We do have different applications based on how your company is organized. Say, for instance, if it's a sole owner that is not registered with the Georgia Secretary of State, then that would be a sole proprietor. But if you are a sole member LLC and you're registered with the Georgia Secretary of State, then we would require you to submit the limited liability application and corporation, partnership, and so on. So the general documents for every applicant would include proof of U.S. citizenship, race, and gender for every owner. And that's dependent upon the type of certification that you are applying for. So every applicant must present proof of U.S. citizenship. But then for the ethnic or race-based certifications, we would need proof of that. And then for FBE, we would need proof of female gender. We also need a government issued photo ID, the local business office lease, because we do require companies to be domiciled in the 20-county Atlanta area. It doesn't mean that the company must be headquartered in the 20-county Atlanta area, but you must have an office here. We also require a business license for the local office, a bank signature card, or a letter from your bank listing who the authorized signers are on your bank account. We need a resume for each owner and or principal. The company capability statement, when people ask, well, what is that? I don't have one. Then I tell them that look at it like it being a bio for your company. So you would want to list the NAICS codes or the industry codes that you operate in. And if there are any highlighted projects that you want to bring to our attention, you would put that there. Also the owners and your contact information. For the federal tax returns, we need the company's federal tax returns for the last 3 years. And that is so that we can calculate your average gross receipts and also so that we can confirm the ownership. The NAICS codes. So in our codes, both of our EBO and SBO codes, we are required to evaluate companies and make a determination of what the commercially useful function is. So for that, we allow you to select up to 4 NAICS codes. And of course, the review process will met out whether or not your company has the supporting documents to justify our recommendation in those NAICS codes. And then, of course, other documents are needed based upon the business structure and the NAICS codes that are requested. I see that we have a couple of questions. Lexi, would you like to stop here or do you want to wait until the end of the presentation?
We could take a quick break and address
Okay.
those if that works for you.
Sure, why not?
Okay, great. So the first question that we've received is, what if I only have 2 years of tax returns?
Great question, and thank you for posing that. So this is a question that we get almost weekly. So I want to make sure that you understand that we don't require the business to be in business in existence for 3 years. We don't want you to wait until the 3-year mark to apply with us. What we would do in the case of a business that was founded under 3 years ago, we would take the last 2 required tax returns for the business, and then you can make up a year with your personal federal tax returns.
Wonderful. Okay, thank you. And I'm going to type these questions in the chat as well. So
Okay.
Feel free to reference back there as well. Great question from Alicia. So you must have a business license showing business operations in Atlanta. Is that correct?
Well, not in Atlanta proper, in Metro Atlanta. So Metro Atlanta is considered the 20 county Atlanta region. And so the counties, I don't know all of them off the top of my head, but Clayton, Cobb, Fulton, of course, DeKalb, et cetera. But all of that is on our online application. So you can see what counties that we include and whether or not your business would be included in that area.
Wonderful. And we will include a copy of today's webinar on the City of Atlanta business license registration process in our follow-up as well. So you will have that. We also have a question regarding the commercial lease requirement. So are home-based businesses eligible?
So that is a yes and no answer. So say for instance, I am a sole owner of a business and I'm operating the business out of my home. I am the homeowner. I can show that there is a property tax statement with my name on it. There's no issue. So in that case, I would say yes. But what I've seen over the years is that there are instances where people might have businesses that are domiciled outside of the 20 county Atlanta area, but they might have an employee, whether it's a contract or W-2 employee, but an employee that lives in the 20 county Atlanta region. So in that case, the answer would be no. Even though it is a home-based business, the home is based, or the business is based in the home of a non-owner. So in that case, the answer would be no. So I hope I didn't, lose or confuse anyone, but it's a yes and no question. So if you are the homeowner or you are the renter and you live in the space that you operate your business out of, then yes, 9 times out of 10, there won't be an issue.
Okay, great. Thank you for clarifying that.
Sure.
A similar question regarding co-working spaces. So
Okay.
Lisa has asked, there's no lease for a co-working space. So would that qualify, or would they need a separate address or location?
So we look at not the business address where you receive mail, we look at where you actually perform the work. So most co-working spaces have different tiers of arrangements or agreements. The fact that there is no written agreement says that, well, if we have a requirement for a document that is a signed, executed lease, then you would probably have to upgrade or find, other suitable office arrangements. But we do require the physical location to be that either through a traditional office lease, or it can be some kind of virtual or co-working space that includes the use of an office. So the key word there is office. You must have an office.
Wonderful. Okay, Thank you for clarifying.
Sure.
Those are the key questions right now.
Okay.
I'll continue monitoring the chat, but if you want to proceed with the presentation. Awesome.
Sure. Okay. Thank you, Lexi. Okay, so we talked about, certification and what types of businesses we certify. So now I want to let you guys know that it's been a labor of love to migrate to an online environment. So we are 100% accepting applications through our online portal as of May the 1st. So that is, a reason to celebrate for us, because it took a long time to get here. So the first step in applying for certification is to obtain your Atlanta iSupplier number. And that process is done entirely online. If you see at the bottom of this slide, there are 2 options when you go to the portal. You can either apply for the spend authorized or prospective buyer. So it doesn't matter to OCC which type of number you apply for. We just want to make sure that you are registered so that you are in the system for procurement when there are any bidding opportunities that you will receive alerts for them. So it's a way to help you stay in the loop, so to speak. Okay, so you would do that. Generally, it takes between 5 and 15 business days to obtain the number, and then you would need that number in order to add it to your certification application. And the Department of Procurement administers that process. Okay, so here is the site for the City of Atlanta online application. The web address is atlantagA.gov2g.com. And when you go to the site, you will see the Supplier Diversity Management System and you can log in. You don't want to do that. You want to go down to apply for or renew certification. And once you click that button, you will get to this screen. So there are some companies that are already certified, or they have a record in our new system since we migrated from a system we used previously. That was July of last year. So if your company was in our system, our older system, your record has been migrated over to our new system. So you wouldn't have to go in and create an account. You would just need to look up your account. If you are new to certification with the City of Atlanta, then you would most definitely need to create an account first. And for that, I believe all you need is your name, your tax ID number, company name, and email address. Okay, so the service provider offers periodic training sessions. So there are training sessions for the online application, and I found the training session to be very thorough. It takes you through all of the steps in how to complete the actual application, as well as how to upload your supporting documents and to submit the application. So I would definitely recommend that if you're interested in applying for certification, that you first take the training class, and it's under system training. And the screenshot might be a little too, the font might be a little too small for you to actually read, but there are training courses, online certification application, contract compliance reporting for the monitoring side of our office and what we do, and an introduction to the system as well, so that you can get more familiar with it. So just to recap, you want to go to atlantagA.gov2g.com, create a username and password. You want to assemble the supporting documents, and there is a screen that shows you all of the documents that you will need based on the application type, whether or not it's a sole proprietor, LLC, corporation, etc. There is a form that must be downloaded, and you have to have it notarized in the presence of a notary public. So please don't sign it yet. And then you want to upload that document as well. You want to scan it. And then one other thing I want to make sure that you're aware of, that if there are any missing documents or unanswered questions, that we will notify you in the system and or via email. But typically, we won't accept an application if there are missing documents. We will return it to you, and then you have the opportunity to resubmit. So once we receive a complete application, meaning all of the documents are received, have been submitted, as well as all of the questions have been answered, then we typically render a recommendation to our director within 60 days, and we notify you via email. Lexi, I think we have one more question. Would you like to take a break now and ask?
Sure, absolutely.
Okay.
So the next question that we have is, do you apply with your LLC or with the DBA for those in the audience doing business as?
Okay, so we do have companies that are certified, and there is the corporate name, DBA trade name listed on their certification. So in that instance, we always defer to the corporate name. So whatever name your business is registered with the Georgia Secretary of State under, that will always be on the application. But then if you would like the DBA to be added, there is a document entitled the Trade Name Registration Form that you will have to go to Superior Court in the county in which your business is located, and you would have to apply for that. So we can definitely add the DBA to your certification, but I wouldn't necessarily suggest waiting until you receive the DBA or the trade name registration in order to submit the application.
Okay, wonderful. And it looks
Okay.
like they've already completed and submitted that registration form. So
Oh,
they
great.
are on the right
In
path.
process.
So,
Okay.
yep,
All right. Sounds
absolutely.
good. We got one more question.
I think that was just her saying, oh, I see it now. Oh, I'm seeing several questions now. Okay.
I love it.
That's awesome. So let's see. I went to the website and I clicked on apply for certification, but then selected create account. There's
Okay.
a button titled lookup. I put my tax ID number and my company name. Does that mean I'm already certified?
So no, it means that your company has a record in the system, and that might be because there are other entities / municipalities that utilize the same system. Even though we are not connected, there is an account for you within their general system. So you would still have to go in and create a username for Atlanta's portal, even though you might already be certified perhaps by Fulton County or MARTA or GDOT, Georgia Department of Transportation.
Okay, thank you.
Mhm.
And a question from Sarah. So we're certified as a DBE through GUCP. Do you offer a reciprocity? I'm gonna butcher that
Reciprocal
word.
certification. I know.
Thank you.
Reciprocal.
Yep,
Okay.
that's right.
All right. So there's a yes and no answer for that question too. So under the EBO, the Equal Business Opportunity Program, there is no reciprocity whatsoever. That's our baby, if you will. So we are very protective of that program. And our code doesn't allow us to accept any reciprocal certifications. For the Small Business Opportunity or SBO program, because it is based on size, as is the DBA or DBE program, the Disadvantaged Business Enterprise Program, we do accept the certification, but the company must still be domiciled in the 20-county Atlanta region. So we not only accept DBE letters, we also accept 8A certification letters and HubZone certification letters. So if your company has either of those three and you are domiciled in the 20-county Atlanta region, you will only need to then secure the iSupplier number and submit a letter asking, hey, Megan, I would love to have reciprocal certification with you guys. What's the process? Here are my documents. Typically, once I receive the request and the documents, I can make a recommendation within 5 business days. So, we try to honor those requests immediately, if at all possible.
Wonderful. Thank you. I think those are the questions for now.
Oh, okay. All right. Thank you. Okay, so once you've gone through the entire process and we've deemed your company certifiable because you've demonstrated to us that you are owned, your company is owned, managed, and controlled by either a member of an ethnic category that we recognize, either by female or a group of females or as a small business, then there are some pointers that we like to share with you. So one of the things that I think people might have a misconception about regarding certification is that, now I'm certified, so I'll get a contract. It's not how it works. Certification is a means to market your business because you've already gone through, let's look at it like a pre-approval process, if you will. So you want to market your company to prime contractors because essentially our programs are for subcontracting opportunities. And there is a piece of the small business opportunity program that's called out for sheltered market, whereas the small business owner can possibly self-perform the entirety of the job. But those opportunities are not the bread and butter of the SBO program. And then for the equal business opportunity, it's either going to be a joint venture or there's going to be a subcontract goal put on the project. So you're going to have to partner with bigger companies. So you want to make sure that you are marketing your company and what you are capable of doing to these prime contractors. So the first thing I tell people is to attend pre-bid and pre-proposal conferences. You'll know when they come up because you are going to be on the iSupplier list. So if there are any projects that you are interested in, I would first recommend that you go to the Department of Procurement's website, maybe on a weekly or maybe twice a week basis, just to see what upcoming projects there are. And then you want to attend outreach sessions such as this one. Monitoring the Office of Contract Compliance's website as well, because sometimes we have information from our partners. There might be P3s, public-private partnerships that are advertising that send information to us and we disseminate it to our small and minority and female business community. So you want to definitely keep in contact with the Office of Contract Compliance and the Department of Procurement via our websites for business opportunities. And then another thing, someone brought up that they are already DBE certified. I highly recommend everyone to apply for certification through the DBE program. So actually, it's not just GDOT. MARTA also offers certification. MARTA has 3 counties that they serve, Clayton, DeKalb, and Fulton. So they offer certification for companies that are domiciled in those 3 counties. And then the state of Georgia offers certification for the remaining 166, I believe, counties in Georgia. Another thing that I love and I wish we had more of is local business development programs. But there are some that I know of. The state of Georgia university system on all of their campuses from West Georgia to Clayton State, Georgia Tech, and others that I can't think of right now, have a small business development office, and they offer services free of charge. They offer counseling, consulting, and resources for small business owners. So I would definitely reach out to them and see what they can do for you. Identifying a mentor. I remember meeting a business owner who has been in business for maybe 30 years. She found that most of her success was attributed to not just her hard work, but the fact that she had mentors in her corner that helped her along the way in guiding her to make good sound business decisions. And also, you can never go wrong to be a member of a local trade or business organization. It's all about networking, guys. So people tend to do business with people that they know. And when people can vouch for you and the work that you do, it's always a good thing. Another thing, ensuring bonding and insurance are in place. We know that that is a challenge, but keep trying. And we are working on trying to get some kind of assistance for you guys, or at least access to information. The city of Atlanta is self-insured, so we certainly don't offer bonding and insurance to our vendors, but information pointing you in the right direction, that's what we're working on. And then also you want to contact other local diversity programs for procurement opportunities. Just about every local municipality that I know of has some kind of business diversity program. And then also don't overlook the private sector. A lot of banks have, whether or not they have a formal program, they might have an initiative that they want to engage with more diverse businesses. So that's pretty much all I have for you guys. Thank you so much for your participation and your wonderful questions, of which I think we have maybe 5 more.
Yeah, I know we're at time, but maybe we could quickly address
Okay.
these. And want to thank you again.
Hmm.
And I want to reiterate, how much does it cost to get these certifications from the
So,
city?
right, I want to say that to apply for certification costs you nothing but your time. So please take your time, go through the application, make sure that you read and follow instructions, because this is a very important lesson. If you were to bid on a project, you don't get a second chance. But with certification and applying for it, we won't reject your application because something isn't filled out or a document isn't submitted. We'll just ask for it, but we might actually close the file if we don't receive all of the documents that we need. So it just costs you your time and attention. That's it.
Absolutely. So a great program to be taking advantage of. So
Absolutely.
we got a question from LaShondra. So what is the email address to send a request for, goodness, this word again, the
Reciprocal certification.
Yes.
Okay, you can send that email directly to me. My email address is mpayne@atlantagaga.gov.
Wonderful. I also dropped it in the chat, so feel free to copy and paste from there as well. Is the SBA EDWOSB certification reciprocal as well?
No, it is not. It's specifically the 8A. So it's the number 8 and then open parentheses, A, close parentheses. So that's the only certification that we accept from the SBA.
Perfect. Adding that to the chat. Dolly has a question. So I'm getting this message. Your search parameters do not return any matches. Click edit parameters. I know my company is certified, so I'm not sure why I'm getting this error message.
If you could email me, I can follow up with that, but be certain that the company is certified with the city of Atlanta, but I can certainly look it up and confirm that for you.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. And we got one more. Oh, we're getting a few more questions. Okay. We'll try and wrap this up soon. So just dropping your email address one more time. Okay. So question from Bruce. I am DBE certified, so I do not have an account set up already. When I'm trying to open up a new account, I'm receiving this error message. Oh, this is the same error message as the last question. As to the email and username is in use on another active account. Please contact customer service for assistance or use another email or username. Okay, so what I believe you'll need to do is go through SDMS help, but that means that the account is already in their system, whether or not the company is certified by the city of Atlanta. There is a record already in SDMS. Okay, great. So follow up with SDMS. LaShondra, what documents are required to be attached to the email requesting the reciprocal certification? So, okay, so the
just put in a request in an email. It doesn't have to be anything formal. Just requesting the reciprocal certification as well as a copy of your letter. I know that I believe Marta sends out not a letter but an email. So whatever it is confirming that you are DBE 8A or Hub Zone certified, we would need a copy of that signed correspondence. And then we need your iSupply, your City of Atlanta, let me specify, is not Fulton County iSupply or City of Atlanta iSupplier number. And that's it.
Easy enough, right?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Wonderful. Okay. Well, we're getting tons of compliments coming in. Great session. Thank
Oh,
you for the
thank
extra
you.
tips on mentoring and networking. So, thank you again, Megan, for
My
sharing your
pleasure.
time and insight. So, again, we will send out this recording via email along with the webinar we did earlier today on the City of Atlanta business license registration. So we can go ahead and get these licenses and certifications started and completed. So you all can take advantage of some of Invest Atlanta's programs as we have the
Absolutely.
Resurgence Grant Fund open. Applications are due at the end of the month. Take advantage of that, as well as our no-cost technical assistance program. So plenty of opportunity to be taking advantage of. We will include all the links and resources and all the information you need to know in that follow-up email. But please feel free to reach out to myself or Megan for any questions or any assistance. So
Thank you, Lexi.
thank you again and happy National Small Business Week.
Yes. Take care,
Thank you.
everyone.
Take care
Thanks.
all. Bye.